Resume recording. Hi, welcome to a makeup class, which, is fun and exciting for some of you and maybe not for others. I wanted to, just before we start with the halo eyes, I don't know if you know what the halo eyes trend is. So I'll show you that really quick. Hang on. I'll just pull that up. So talk amongst yourselves. But the halo eye trend is a really cool way to wear a smoky eye without looking like you've been beaten. So I'm just gonna, hang on, I'll show you the screen, share screen. Because sometimes the smoky eye looks can look a little bit crazy. So halo eyes can be dramatic, like this one, obviously is very dramatic. Oh wait, it just disappeared. Sorry, but like these, the burgundy one and the gold one, like they can be super dramatic or they can be really subtle, like this. All that you're doing in a halo eye is that you're putting the center of the eyelid into the center of your attention. So what I love about halo eyes, you guys, is that it is a great way to make deep set or hooded eyes look bigger. So who's excited about that? Because a lot of times, like a smoky eye looks awesome if you have large eyes, and not so much if you don't, because it's all gone. And you put all this dark color on your lid, and then there's no eyeball left, and it just sinks everything back into your face. So I want you to remember your basic art lessons. Anything you want to bring forward, you put a lighter color on, and anything you want to bring back, you put a darker color on. That's why we wear dark pants. Right? I used to have these pair of black and white, bright, vivid capri pants, and I used to call them my space pants because you could see my butt from space because they're so vivid. And so, we're going to make sure that if we don't want it to be obvious, then we're going to minimize that. And what's cool about the halo eye is it's right on trend. It is a major TikTok trend. So if you are a TikToker or an Instagram reeler or Snapchat reeler or whatever, then this is something cool. What I really want you to think about is this isn't about how you do your face. This is about how can you book people to get excited to learn this at the kitchen table. Okay? How many parties have I booked in the past based on a smoky eye party? 1,000? Like, I would just teach that all the time. I never even called it a smoky eye party. I called it a smoky eye class. Everybody wants to know how to do it, and to do it in person, it requires very little. It doesn't require a ton of stuff. You can do it after the fall products are done because it's not like only the fall products work. So if you don't have them right now because you haven't ordered them yet, that's cool. Don't panic. There is a list in the chat if you're just joining us, if you do want to follow along. And of course, I will make sure, I know I've been a delinquent lately with the recordings. I will make sure that the recordings for moving on up are on there. Okay. All right. So this is how I start a smoky eye class. And this is how I'm going to start this class with you. Okay. And you have to raise your hand and you have to say, I solemnly swear. I solemnly swear that I will trust Carol. And that if I look crazy in the process, it's okay. That's it. Because it does look a little nuts until the finished look is done. So you just have to sort of be with me and promise me that you'll be okay. It's not crazy. It's not really terribly crazy. I mean, and I'm going to do it in a dark color set because I cannot wear the amethyst eyeshadow because it's purple and it makes my eyelids swell shut. So if you were at the seminar when we got the purple gel eyeliner and Carol decided that it was a great idea to put it in her eyeball after no sleep and then her eyelids swelled shut, that was super fun. And I was crying all the time because my eyeball's leaking and everybody's like, Carol Thompson's crying in the bathroom. She must not have had a very good year. Do you see Carol Thompson crying in the bathroom? I put purple eyeliner on. It's not my fault. So I can't wear like sweet plum even. Like I can't wear iris. I can't wear any of those like frozen iris or anything because it's the purple dye. I'm just totally allergic to it. So I'm going to show you this with the graphite. So it's going to be pretty dramatic. It's not going to be a daytime look. Yeah, okay. But you can modify this. So when I taught it to my unit, I used like hazelnut and mahogany, Merlot, and then I used light beam with the highlighter pressed on top instead of the graphite in the middle. So you can do whatever you want. It's the same technique no matter what. All right. So you're all going to be patient. Don't panic. It's okay if you look like you've been punched in the face. And this is what I say to my clients when I teach things like this. You just have to trust me. It's not a tattoo. We will wipe it off. And if you decide that, you know what, this look is not for you, that is okay. I will not force you to use it ever again. In your next life, maybe you can pull this off. But right now, not so much. Totally fine. Okay. So I am going to use, of course, our brush collection, but I'm also going to use my absolute favorite brushes, which are the ones in the little mini brush set from Christmas. I would use the bigger size ones of these, but they have been used so often and chewed on by my dog that they're not fit for the camera. All right. What you want to do is you want to start with a very stiff brush. You, of course, want to start with eye primer, which I, of course, have on, because that is important. I'm going to spotlight my video now so that I'm full center. Can you all see me real big? Okay. And then I put the colors into the petite palette so that it's easy to see. I'm going to start with Cashmere Haze. And what's really important about this is that you press this color on, you don't smash it back and forth. And what you're doing basically, where's my mirror? Sorry. What you're doing basically is that you are drawing kind of, sorry, I'm going to do, can you see it? You're doing two big stripes. So, and remember, tap off your brush. That's where most of the fallout comes from. So you're doing a big stripe right there, which is probably out of your comfort zone. How many of you are like, what? Don't panic. I solemnly swear I will trust Carol. And you're going almost up to your eyebrow, y'all. Like big squares. Now, with hazelnut, this is less dramatic. Can you see that? So just like one big square on each side, or rhombus or rectangle or whatever floats your boat. Geometrically, that was never my favorite unit in math class. Now, I don't usually wear cool toned eyeshadows, so this is going to be a bit out of my comfort zone too. I usually use browns and warm tones, but hey, whatever. It's fun to play with different things. So believe it or not, of course, if you're looking at your own palette, this is the lightest color we're putting on today. I know, it looks insane, right? It's okay. So once you've done that, you're going to take the end of your little brush and with that same color, tap it off, and you're going to press it underneath your eye. And wherever the end of your eyeball is where we're going. We aren't trying to draw a really straight line. So you can feel your eyeball. If you push, you can feel where the end of your eyeball is. That is where it's going. This is, by the way, a really easy class to teach with color cards. Super easy. You could supplement with a few samples of matte shades if you wanted, but it's a really easy look because you could do the shimmery or matte. Of course, I picked matte because, hey, I am of a certain age and vintage. All right, so once you have that all on and it looks sort of even, do not panic and start wiping it off. Because I know you are. Chill. Okay, now we're going to take that same brush and you're going to go into the next darker color, which is your espresso or hot fudge. And you're putting it almost in the exact same spot, just not quite up as hot, almost to the top of where the Cashmere Haze is. It's a way to create a really blended and multifocal look without a ton of extra work. So see, my Cashmere Haze ends there. I'm going to start here for the espresso and just press it on. And don't forget that inner corner. Sorry, the bangs get in the way for these things. The inner corner gets done like that. I know it's crazy. Don't panic. It's okay if it looks like it's coming into the bridge of your nose. It's totally fine. See? Because anything you don't want there can be blended out very easily. So like this. Voici comme ça. Uh-huh. Stop me now if you have any questions. Anybody? This is a little farther into the nose, but look, see? And you take my finger and it's gone. Ha-ha. I'm going to drink my water, and if anyone has any questions. Anybody? No? Bueller? Okay. So I've got it nice and deep. You want it to look deep or it won't look like anything when you're done. Because you can always take product off after you're done. It's very easy, and I'll show you how. All right. Now you're going to take your finger and you're just going to go straight down the center, just like this. That's it. You're just kind of taking off any excess stuff that might have dusted that way. Good. I did use an eye primer. Yeah, I can't use Mary Kay's eye primer because it does have wheat in it. And so unless you really do want me to swell up on camera, I'm not so much going to do that. All right, now I'm going to go into this new Graphite. And if you are following along from home and you don't have that, you can use one of the liquid eyeshadows, whatever you want. I'm going to put it on the back of my hand. Don't worry, this is not my demo. This is my own. And I'm going to use a concealer brush like that. And we're going to put it right here, pressing it in the center of the eyelid. So basically where you haven't put any other product on. And you are going up quite high, so don't panic. You're going up higher. Do you see where my eyelid fold actually is? I'm still going up higher, which I know is against the rules I taught you about deep set eyes, but I promise it's going to make my eyes look bigger. Now, if you want, you can press that on with your finger, of course. You don't have to use a brush. I really like using a brush with liquid eyeshadows just because it gives me a lot more precision. And if you have any issues with fallout, it doesn't do that when you are using the brush, as long as you're pressing, not smearing, not going back and forth. You're going to press it on. And do you see already how it looks totally like you meant to do it? And blended, even though you haven't done any blending yet. Isn't that cool? So you're just going to make sure you don't have to worry about any of the edges of it or anything else. You're just pushing that color on. I'm just going to make sure that they're somewhat equal on the lids, that they're shiny enough on both sides. And again, if you don't want to use the super glitter or you want to do this more modified, you can do a liquid eyeshadow or even a lighter colored eyeshadow. It just won't be as obvious that it's a halo eye. So for parties, I might not use this because with COVID rules and the new ways we demo things, I don't know if I would do the liquid eyeshadow for it. I may demo that on myself or give it as a gift to the hostess and show it on the hostess's eye and get her to do it, but the rest of them would be using samples. Does that look, see? Just like that. We're not done. Who's digging it so far? Yeah, it's kind of cool, right? Okay, so next, we're going to go in with a black eyeliner, and I'm talking twist up black. You're going to sharpen it because you don't want it to be really obvious. So before you start doing your eyeliner, watch me. I'm going to hold it almost vertically, and I'm just moving my eyelashes with it, just like this. So it feels like I'm almost sticking it in my eye. I'm not drawing a line on the top of the lid. You want the lid to be very obviously seen. So if you don't want to do that, you could also do little dots. Sorry, my dogs have decided to sing the song of their people as soon as I get on the Zoom, as it always goes, just like children. So see, it does not look good. Don't worry. You go back to that original brush and you're just going to smash it out. Just back and forth and smush it. Smush it real good. You want the eyeliner to not be super duper obvious, if that makes sense. Like, you don't want it to look like you're wearing any eyeliner. You're just trying to thicken up your lash line. Try not to get glitter in your eye, which I may have done. Okay, when you're ready, grab the, ooh, don't throw it. Grab this brush again, or an eye crease brush or something stiff, and go into your kohl or onyx. Is it called onyx now? I put kohl in the thing. Sorry, I always call it that. Onyx, which, by the way, I am a black eyeshadow connoisseur. I love black eyeshadow because it can deepen any shade of anything. I have probably tried every black eyeshadow on the market, and almost every single one of them either has a blue tone or a gray tone or a red tone or a purpley tone. Ours is the closest I've ever come to being an absence of color completely. So don't be afraid of this color. Use it on a light brush to deepen up any eyeshadow. Use it to set your eyeshadow or your eyeliner. You can do a lot with this. So just always make sure a little goes a long way. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to go right on my lid now where I've got the other lines. So I'm going right over top where I did those other two lines, but I'm not going up quite as high. And you know, your own eyes are your own eyes. So you figure it out where you want it to go. I'm not doing it just on the lid. I am going up a little farther because I am deep set. See? And don't worry, I'm still going to blend. Do not panic. So much for my son going, don't worry, Mom, I will totally listen for the dogs. As Maury Povich would say, that was a lie. And then whatever's left on the brush, go right underneath your eyes a bit more with that. Not all the way across, just on the edges. See how much bigger your eye looks? May, are you only doing one eye? You look totally lopsided right now. It's crazy. Now, remember, you don't have any mascara on unless you were already wearing some, fine. But I don't have any mascara on yet. I'm not wearing any false eyelashes, which I do recommend with this look. I do not recommend putting a chunk of glitter in your eyeball. Just a minute. There is something digging away in there. There we go. And I do recommend that if you are doing a darker eye, you do need a bit of a darker brow. So if your natural brow isn't going to cut it with a big smoky eye, you'll look sort of lopsided. So just deepen it up, even just on the arch a little bit. Like right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my brow brush and I'm going to go into the espresso just a bit. And all I'm going to do is just give it a little bit more right there on the arch. And do you see how much more like it looks like it belongs now? Do you see what I mean? Because one's the natural eyebrow look and the other one not so much. So I'm just going to make sure it's just a little bit darker. And I could use my brow pencils, but I didn't put them down here, so I'm not going to. And it doesn't really matter because my new bangs cover up my brows completely. This is a pretty good look for the rocker chick big bangs thing. So that's where I started figuring out this whole halo eye thing. Okay, you ready? Now you're gonna grab either the new Beauty Blender brush, thank you. I like the bangs too, they're like Botox, right? It's like, oh, what forehead wrinkles? There are no forehead wrinkles. And my daughter told me I needed to part my hair in the middle, and without the bangs, it looked like I should be selling Bibles on the corner. So, I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's just not really me. So I was like, I need some bags. All right. I want you to take either the new blender brush for your eyes or this floofy brush. And then all you're doing with this, there's nothing on it, is you're just going back and forth at the very top of that line, almost on your eyebrows. Just a little bit back and forth. Just to create sort of a little bit of a smoky effect at the top. You don't want it to look like a line. So if you have any spots that look like a straight line, you want to blur those out. Now, here's a really good tip. If you are doing your eyes and you're like, wow, I meant to look natural today and not so much. It's a drama day. And you are like, I need a little bit less drama. Take an empty brush and zhuzh it over top, even in circles, and keep wiping it off on your yoga pants, which is what I do. Super hygienic, I know, but that's what I do. And all my pajama pants always have eyeshadow on them, or on a cotton pad or anything else, just to take off product without adding anything else on. So you can go ahead and you can go up on top, and then if you want, you can just go like this. You'll notice that graphite's not going anywhere. See, it stays put. Sparkles are still there. So don't panic about moving around the glitter. Just like that. Then evaluate if you need any darker spots anywhere, you can totally do that. Then grab your mascara and go to town. Remember, here's my biggest pet peeve with mascara. When people do this, okay, I'm done. Are you kidding me? You're not done. I don't care what mascara in the world. Nothing is going to do anything for you if you just do two little swoops. You have to move it around. You have to mess with it a little bit. You're going to pull it toward your nose. And then away from your nose. And then look down and do the tops. And then look up. And go in there. And keep lifting. And I haven't even dipped back in yet. Sandy Campbell used to say, God gave you lashes on the top and the bottom, so do not forget the ones on the bottom. If you get mascara on your face, ignore it till it's dry. It's meant to stick to faces or to skin or to hair, not skin. And you know what's kind of funny is I say that at every class, and most mascaras do that, by the way. Most mascaras do not stick to the skin. They only stick to hair. But the way I say it, people think that only Mary Kay mascara does that. So then they're like, oh yeah, I want that mascara that doesn't stick to your face. I go, okay, you can have it. I'm not going to tell you anything. Because it's true. If you let it dry, it'll go back. It'll flake off, no problem, right? Never judge your eyeshadow till your mascara is on. Do I give double dips of mascara at classes? Heck no. They get one wand and they got to make it work. You want your own, you can buy your own. Don't panic if you get any on the top lid either. Like I said, you can either flake that off or you can add some eyeliner or a little bit of eyeshadow, anything. See how much bigger my eyes look since I got here? One of the things we forget is to do underneath the eyes. If you don't do underneath the eyes, your eyes sort of look flipped inwards. You need a little product under there. Super easy. Right? Super, super easy. This needs a little bit more zhuzh on that side, I think. And that's the nice thing is you can go back in, you can give it a little bit more sparkle wherever you need to go. And there's one more step. Now there is false eyelashes. Do you guys want me to put eyelashes on? Or are you cool? You do. Vanessa's like, yes, Carol, we want the eyelashes. Carol. Okay, I will do the eyelashes. I did get them ready just in case. So I'm going to use Duo Lash Glue. I don't have my glasses on, but somebody asked me if I could send the instructions. If you look up halo eyes on Google, that's how I learned. Basically, it's dark colors on the outside and light color on the inside. That's about it. What lashes? I don't know what brand these are. They were the ones stuck to my desk today when I got here. So I'm not sure. I really do like the Ardell lashes, or I like the Quo ones. My favorite lashes aren't like this. These have a deep, dark band at the top. I don't love the dark band at the top. I really like the clear band. It's like the famous, like the favorite kind that I love, because it doesn't pull as you wear it. So it's a lot easier to wear. I wish I could go back in time to all those Halloweens. I tried to wear eyelashes in that lick 'em, stick 'em, like pull it out of the box and you could totally wear it. Like, first of all, my eyes are not that big. So then they look like I had some sort of stroke, and then they wouldn't stick. And so then it would look like a spider was crawling down my face. Not my favorite. So when you're putting on lash glue, and somebody asked me what my favorite kind of lash glue is, it is the Duo. I'm using the black Duo, but my favorite one is the white one. It's the formaldehyde-free sensitive skin one. I just didn't have it sitting here, so I didn't use it. Do not use lashes only once. These have been used 100 times, which means they're going to be formed right to my eyeball, which makes them very, very easy to put on. And I'm going to put them on my eyelid like this. Make sure, sorry, two hands. Okay, here. Make sure you lift up a little bit as you put them on. See how much more skin I have there? Pull it down towards your lash line. And then you can fold over that extra skin, which we all have, don't lie. That little bit extra. And it covers the glue line. Oh, I think I'm missing more glue on that side, but I don't have a mirror. I'm trying to use a Zoom mirror. That's not working. I did set it up so it was actually mirrored and not straight on, because that was making me crazy trying to do tutorials, and I'm trying to move my hair out of my face, but it's the wrong side. So I'm like, you know, we're used to looking at ourselves in a mirror, not like straight on. So hopefully I get this on properly. Once you have your lashes on, push them upwards like this, so that the glue sets but keeps your eyes open so you don't look droopy-eyed and sad. I see a lot of people, they wear a heavy lash and it looks like this. Well, that's super sexy if you're Bridget Bardot, but nobody really wants to talk to you. They think you've had too much of your water. Like, no, you want it to be lifted. So I do recommend getting some false eyelashes. And everyone asks me every Zoom call if I like magnetic lashes. And I will say they serve a purpose, but not for me. Because I would much rather have the glue and have them stuck on than have them crawling down my face because the magnets slipped or whatever. I do not love them. They are not my favorite. So don't ask me to recommend a brand. I've tried everything. I have a pair. They're fine. Tori loves them, but she probably doesn't do as many up-close pictures of her eyeballs as I do, and I can't handle it if it is not really good on the lash line. It makes me mental. There's a weird spot right here that is not blendy, so I'm just gonna re-blendy it. That was a word. Now, when I'm doing a big, like darker eye look like this, I usually don't put the rest of my eye makeup on first, or the rest of my face makeup on. Because it's a lot easier to do my eyes first, and then any fallout I can just clean up and I don't have to worry about it. That is a drag queen trick, by the way, from my years in theater. Nobody in drag ever puts their full foundation on until their eyeballs are done. That is a whole thing. It's a whole vibe. And what I really love about false eyelashes is if one eye is a little bit smaller than the other. Look, this eyeball is, and I got some goop up here, but whatever, I'll clean it up. This eyeball is a little bit smaller, so instead of putting it right on the line, I can put it just a little bit higher and then fill that in with some eyeshadow or anything, or eyeliner, to look like all of that is lash. And it lifts me right up. I use the end of the brow brush always for my eyelashes, because it helps with any weird dog hairs that got stuck in it, because I do have pets. And it helps to push those lashes up, like I said. and make them work for you and fan them out. And then always go in with some mascara afterwards. I know I put mascara on already. I always put mascara on already first before the eyelashes. Trust me on this. If you find you cannot stick an eyelash on to save your damn life, it is because you don't have enough mascara on first. There's nothing to stick to. You'll just cry. If you're like crying and why did Carol lie to me? She said it was easy. That's why. Practice wearing false eyelashes on a night that you do not have to be anywhere right away. Do not decide on the day of your brother's wedding that it is a good time to try that for the very first time. I promise you, it will end badly. It's like how printers know if you need to print things right away. It's like eyelashes know if you do need that to stick on and it doesn't stick. Now, the reason I don't like the black eyeliner glue as much is because if you get it in a weird spot, it shows up and stays there. It makes me nuts. But in the Zoom filter, it looks fine. So I don't care. All right. Now, here's the next step to this. This is the crucial pivotal step. Now, if you are not allergic to the graphite or to the amethyst, you could use the amethyst for this. I, of course, am allergic, so I'm not going to. I'm going to put a little bit of the graphite on my finger again, or on my arm. On my arm. Did I say on my arm? On my hand. That's the anatomy we're using. Okay, and I'm going to use a very tiny, tiny brush. And all I'm doing is a little tiny, tiny, tiny bit of sparkle right in the center. Nowhere else. Just a little bit. If that makes you confused or awkward, or you're like, what the heck is she talking about? You can, of course, use an eyeshadow. Okay. And then you can go in, now that I've done that, I can go in with some of my Biscotti or my Blossom. And if it feels too high to my eyebrow, and you know me, I'm a big proponent of like up by the brow people, because I have deep set eyes, then you can just clean that up a little bit. You can just go in here with that matte shadow. And get it right in there. If you are the kind of person who doesn't mind a little bit of sparkle, then I do recommend that you could put a little bit. Actually, I'm going to use Light Beam for this. I'm going to put just a little dab-a-doo right there. Talk about a going out look, right? Super easy. It's awesome and easy to do with rose gold and hazelnut and hot fudge. Like, you don't have to make it so dark and dramatic. So this is a great party to book for you because you can do a ton of different things with it. Any 3 dark colors. You want to layer those dark colors. You don't just want to use one color. Notice that variation in tone. That is what you want in your eyeshadow look. Okay? Then we're going to go into these highlighters. And let me tell you, I know you're not selling them. Don't lie to me. I know you're not. Because you're like, oh my God, Carol, it's glitter. And you told me not to wear glitter if I'm over a certain age. You're right. You are correct. However, you have a lot of clients that are not of a certain age. And you have a lot of clients' daughters and granddaughters that are not of a certain age who love glitter. Do you remember the late 90s when everything was glitter, and early 2000s? It's like your eyeshadow had to be glittery and your lips had to be glittery. All of that is in. If you are of a certain age, then where I recommend you use this is right in the center where you would put that, graphite or the amethyst. You could put your sparkle eyeshadow or your highlighter. You can also take just a little bit and with your finger right here. If there are crow's feet there, I'm very sorry, no. Because what will happen is the glitter pieces will start to walk along the crow's feet. And by the end of the day, they are here. And you look like you are wearing glitter in weird tributaries on your face. Don't do it. Avoid the temptation. I like to put just a little bit down the center of my face. Now, this is a going out look. This is not a meet your friends at the park On a sunny day, you will look insane. And if that's your goal, cool, do it. But otherwise, no. This is a great look for Zoom. It just picks up the light. See? Like, look at that. It's fabulous for an like not in-person party because you can just do that. But in person, this is great in the nightclub. This is fabulous going out. This is not so fabulous in bright sunshine. You can wear a halo eye with any shades of eyeshadow and have it look really, really good. Sorry, it's not as blendy as I would like in the camera. So if you're not blended, by the way, this is my favorite trick. Take your brush and just keep going in circles right over the spot and it will blend. It will look all blendy blend. So if you have any weird splotches, but most of the time you're not walking around like this, right? No one's gonna notice, so chill out. They're gonna know. What do you mean? They're gonna know. No, they're not gonna know. All right. The other thing I love about this collection is the lip colors. Now, a lot of those pictures that people are sharing are of somebody wearing 13 shades of lip liner at the same time with it perfectly photographed and then amped up in the color. Now, you know, and I know that most of my clients are like, oh, hell no. That bright ruby sparkly lip may be good for some people, but I am not wearing it. This is what you need to do. You need to take pictures of you wearing them. Like, look how pretty that sandstone is, or sunstone. Sunstone. Just on its own, right? Super pretty. Same with the ruby. The ruby on its own, if you haven't tried this yet, legit, the ruby on its own is so pretty and light. It is not crazy dark, but those pictures that everybody's sharing of the American nationals and everything else, and they're all wearing with their big, like their lip jaws, and it's all super lined and all like super, no one's buying that. Most of my clients aren't like, oh, show me the latest TikTok trend. They're like, I just want to go to the grocery store and look good and not crazy. Right? So you have to show that normal people can wear things like this. Can I amp it up with a red lip liner or a berry lip liner? Absolutely. And because I can't wear the amethyst on my lids of my eyeballs, I can wear them on my lips. So I really love this. Look how pretty that is. Shimmery gorgeousness. Just because you can't wear it in one place. Now, don't switch it around. Don't put it between your mouth and your eyes. You can go eyes to mouth. You can't go mouth to eyes. Okay, don't do it. It's filled with bacteria. So once I knew I was like never going to wear it on my eyes, then I could totally do it on my lips. It used to be the rule that if you were wearing a very dark, dramatic eye, you wanted to go for the very nude lip. That is not the rule anymore. There are no rules. Do what you want. Do what makes you feel pretty. Do what makes you feel like you rocked that look. And it doesn't matter. Okay? I mean, drag queens and TikTok girls and the Instagram girls have totally made it so that makeup is fun and it doesn't have to be something where you're like too much. If you're fine with too much, do too much. It doesn't matter. The one thing I will tell you though is if you are wearing a really dark eye and it doesn't look right, or you look kind of like, I don't know, you feel like it's just a corpse, like you look like a skeleton, like it's just eyeballs. Do you know what I mean? Like if somebody were taking a picture of you in the dark, they would just see like big skeleton eyes. Then my favorite trick is this. So take your cheek brush. Oh, I put on my lips. I had the ruby on top on my lips, and then I just put a little bit of the amethyst liquid eyeshadow on top. That's it. So take a darker color. So I'm going to take Desert Rose. And you want to put it, and same with the darker lip. If your lip looks a little dark and you're like, ooh, I look like, you know, I should be in a horror movie, then take your darker blush, any darker blush, not contour, a blush. You want to warm up your face. I'm not putting that all the way over here. It's just right here, just in that little dip, you know. Oh, I tried to look in the mirror in my compact, in my Pro palette. There is no mirror. Carol. That is not wine induced, by the way. Or I mean, water. It was not the water that did that. That was just Carol being Carol. Do you see how much more balanced it looks a little bit there? It's just a tiny change, but it just gives you just a little bit of warmth right here. You don't have to go all the way into the hollow. What you're doing is just right here, just to balance it out. So if it feels like it's off balance, then something is off balance. Trust your gut, trust your instinct, and just move it around. Now, that's fine for your own face. When you're doing this in a class, that's what you want to be saying to them. Because you guys, I teach so many makeup classes to you all, and I know you're not booking makeup classes for your clients. Because either you don't feel confident or you're like, well, I can't teach it like Carol does. Carol's stuff is all duplicatable. You can say exactly what I say until you know exactly what to say yourself. And most of the things that I say came from someone else. They came from the mentors and teachers that came before me, because I never missed a meeting. Never, ever, 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 ever. My kid would have to be dying for me to miss a meeting. I was there at every single one. I remembered everything they said. And then I would go to the parties that week and I would say the same thing they said. And I would revamp the way I said things so that it would make sense. Now, that being said, funny story. When they were coming out with the new flip chart, they asked me to record audibly, not video, 3 of my classes. And then they sent me this message and they're like, well, we really liked what you had to say, but because the flip chart sort of has to be universal across North America, it's very difficult for us to put things like saggy, baggy, panty face into the flip chart, because our North Carolina girls are probably not going to say that. And I was like, listen, you didn't say, you said just do it the way I do it and not to edit myself. So I didn't, but you know, things like that, like little tricks and tips that you say are totally fine. You know, follow them and use them and really just get to know your own face and get to know easy ways to do this. Easy ways. Do you know how I teach my smoky eye class? Seriously, it's skincare and CC cream. And then we save the under eye corrector till the very end so they can clean up any damage. And we use a dark eyeshadow like a rhombus right here, the darkest one. And then we take the medium one and blend it. And then we take the lightest one and put it in the tear duct. And then we put black eyeliner on and smash it all around. Just those little spongy thingers that aren't great, which is why I sell brush collections. And then they put on their cheeks with the cheek card and they put on a lip. That's it. It's not a fancy dancy class, guys. I don't give them all fake eyelashes and show them all how to do that stuff. But you're stopping yourself from booking these things because you're worried about your own skills. Stop worrying. They're all worried too. So instead, it can be like, I am learning a new skill. I'm learning this new thing. I just learned how to do halo eyes. Who wants to do a tutorial? Who wants to do a class? And just as a side note, I had a long conversation. I did my coaching today and everybody was telling me their coaching plans or their hostess plans. And let me tell you, if I zone out while you're telling me, it is too complicated. Stop it. Mine has always been the most effective hostess plan as ever is $100 free for 5 people plus you at the kitchen table. Virtually, that's still at their own kitchen tables, but I need to see their faces. $100. Not, oh, if they have 3 people and then you have your guest list and then you get your, here's in your bookings and your, and if you can't explain it in 13 seconds, your hostess is not going to care. So get it simple. Same with your classes. Get them simple, get them fun. Say things that they'll remember forever. That they will know when they're putting it in the mirror that, you know, like when I'm blending my eyeshadow and I go, just keep blending. What do? You blend. I do that at every class. And they do it too. And when I put blush on, this is what I do. I get them to start right here and I go, Crystal knows this. My baby don't mess around because she loves me so. And this I know for sure. That's it. And they all have to sing it. Everybody has to do it at the same time because it's like here, up, down, up, down. figure out your tips, figure out your tricks, and notice how many people showed up today to learn a new look. Think about your clients. How many of them are going to show up to learn a new look? A lot. They're bored. They want to learn something new. Okay? Any questions? I know there's some in the chat. I'm not wearing my glasses, so it is hard to see. I think I answered everybody. Oh, Judy, yes, you asked me for the instructions. There's not really, I don't have any instructions written down. I just, you know, you're basically starting with your 3 eyeshadows on the sides and a bright color in the center. Sparkly is good. Anyone of a certain age, notice that it's not too glittery. I'm going to take the spotlight off me. Hang on. That's annoying. All right. View gallery. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Questions.
So I do have a question. Thanks for that. That was great little tips and stuff. Awesome. What is a good time to use the gel liner in the pods?
Oh, in the pot?
Yeah, I'm not in love with it.
Oh, it's so fun.
I don't know how to sell it.
I sell it as, like, I used to sell it as a liquid liner before we had a liquid liner that I liked, because I never sold that other one. I hated it. Like, for real. And I won't sell things I don't like. So I never did that. What I really love that gel eyeliner for is the waterline, because you can sanitize that brush before you dip in again. It's the same reason why I always sharpen my eyeliner before I stick it in my eyeball. But I really should be spraying it with some sort of alcohol, because that is something that happens, right? You can get eye infections from that. So I do sell it a lot like that. And I sell it a lot for like artful eyes, but it's not a main seller of mine. Do you guys find the same thing? Like, it's okay, but it's not something I sell a ton of. So I wouldn't keep a lot on your shelf is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I find it smearing, like it smears. Like, how do I get that? Just setting spray? I wear it with no setting spray just because I want to like give an honest review of it.
Yeah. If you're looking for non-smear, go with the waterproof liquid liner. It's definitely way better. If you do find that even that, because it's waterproof, but it's not sweat proof and it's not tear proof, right? Because those are different things. And if it was, you couldn't get it off with eye makeup remover, and you would not like that at all. So that's what I say. If they're like, oh, but my eyes still red. Yeah, cool. But you don't want it to look like a Sharpie. So I use the Kohl or the Onyx on a tiny little brush and just press it on over top. You can also use translucent powder. Eye primer helps a lot with that. You guys, our eye primer, I wish I could use it. It's awesome. It doesn't change the color of the eyeshadows. So many of them are so white that it's like you start with a bright white eye. And then you can also use the setting spray. Like you said, you can use a finishing spray. Does that help? It's not a big seller for me. I know it's probably not for a lot of you, but it is for people that have used it for years and don't want to switch.
Well, I got one of like all the liners, and I just want to show the differences and like what you can do, a little cat eye trick and stuff with it. And I do like the way I can like move it myself, like perfectly how I want it. It's just for me. I'll try the translucent powder and stuff. It doesn't feel like it's setting. I feel like I keep having to, you know, and if I'm sporting Mary Kay, they're like, your eyebrows always running.
Yeah. Right. Like, and so then I mean, you can put eye primer underneath your eyes. You guys know that, right? Tiny little brush, put it right here. If you find your eyeliner always runs, stick it there. You know what's a big trend right now is that reverse cat eye, which is so 90s. And I tried it the other day and it just looked like my eyelids are flipped inside out. I did not love it, but it's very trendy. So you could do things like TikTok reels and stuff with it. You know, that really artful eye, like with the, like, I think you're going to draw, like you're really looking at making it super specific. What I do like about the gel eyeliner versus the liquid liner is that you can blend and smudge the gel eyeliner where you can't do that with the liquid. Once it's on, it's staying there. But my go-to is always the pencil. Even for a cat eye, I use the pencil. And then I just set it and make it sharper with eyeshadow. Okay. Anybody else?
I use a gel for Halloween makeup.
Oh yeah, I do too.
Really easy to draw with and stuff like that. So I find it easier than any other one.
It's in my Comic-Con bag. So I definitely use it for that. Des, you did all the names. I love you. Bless you. If I owe you a prize, once again, please be like, hey, stupid, send me the prize. I will not be offended. I will be very grateful if you said, and it's okay. If you didn't win something, you still want something from Carol, just message me and tell me you won. I won't remember.
It would be like, hey, beautiful, you owe me a prize instead?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, you don't have to insult me, but it is fun. You know, I was going to say another word, but I won't do that. But you can call me whatever you want. Just don't call me late for dinner, right? So, Des, you want to go ahead and do the draw?
I can do that for you. Let me flip the old camera around.
May, you're totally freaking me out.
Hmm.
Yeah, isn't she freaky? Like totally,
Yeah.
just totally weird. I love it. Okay, I can't see that. Glasses would be good. I don't know where mine are right now. So hang on. Spotlight for everyone. There we go. Well, look at that. Elva, that is your name, right?
Right on, Elva.
Okay.
Yes, that's me. Woo.
All right. Are we friends on Facebook?
No, I don't think so.
Well, we should be. So send me a friend request and a little message and then your address and I will send you stuff.
Woo, right on. I'm so excited. Thank you.
Make sure you remind me if I don't. It is not personal. It's just anyone can be a top director. Okay. Anybody else have any questions?
Did you say
Everybody
that?
good?
I didn't hear the beginning of but did you say that you could do that with a hooded eye, deep set eye as well? Use black on the inner corner?
Yep. I have super deep set eyes, super hooded eyes. They're very, very small if you saw from the beginning. And then, yeah, hang on, wait. I took a picture in the beginning. I'm going to send it to myself and then pull it up on the screen and you'll all be like, what? So if you didn't see it already, that is the deal. Okay. But yes, it's awesome on hooded eyes because first of all, you want to make sure if you are using a hooded eye, or if you do have a hooded eye, that you're using matte for the darker colors, okay? That you're not doing any shimmer except in that center because it's still going to make that eyelid look so much bigger. And that's the goal with the deep set eye or hooded eye is to make that eyeshadow or that eye middle look bigger. So if you're still want to stay with me for 2 seconds here, I'm going to pull up my Facebook and grab my message. I send so many things to myself. Does anyone else do this? I text myself and I send messages to myself all the time.
I created a Facebook group just for me, myself, and I to say.
I love it. Smarty pants. That's awesome. Okay, hang on. Share screen. Share screen. Google Chrome.
I was just gonna say also, if anybody has little wrinkles under their eyes, under eyeshadow covers that too.
Yes. And yeah, I use like Blossom underneath my eyes too to like bring it forward. So can you see the difference?
Yeah.
Can you guys see it?
Oh my God.
It's all catfish. There's no eyeball there. That is my eye. It's very deep set. Okay, so that's the thing. The number one thing, oh my gosh, seriously, with deep set and hooded eyes, do not skip underneath your eye. Don't do it. Put hazelnut under there. Put the Cashmere Haze. Put a color that's similar to your skin tone, even a pressed powder in a darker shade right here, where so it looks like your eye is so big that it's causing a shadow. It creates that illusion. And then make sure that you're not just putting your shadow on your eyeball, like on the eyelid part, because no one will ever see it. It has to go up higher. And then false eyelashes are your best friend, I swear to God. If you get good at these, did you see how fast I put those on? I can put those on. I can put them on in a moving car. I'm not driving, but I can put them on in a car. Put them on anywhere. However, the last time when I just taught my girls at the meeting, I lost one of my eyelashes. I made them talk amongst themselves so I could find it. And then I got Scott down here. I had a flashlight going, couldn't find it anywhere. I went like this and it was in my hair. So one of my big tricks for that when I'm getting ready for a big night out and I know I'm going to lose my eyelash because that's how the world works, is that I put like a white towel or something on my lap, because if it's going to fall, it's going this way, and then I can find it. But I do tend to rip them off my eyes anywhere, and then my dog eats them and, you know, walks around like looking like she's gnawing on a huge spider. So, you know, there's that. There's eyelashes stuck everywhere in my house. It's a thing. I buy them most of the time at Winners in bulk packs. The Lashes for Days, I think bulk pack is really good, and it's $10 for 5. So, and the more you wear them, the better they go on. So don't throw them away unless they're falling apart. All right, any other questions for me? I'm done sharing the screen, right? I stopped? Okay, good. No? Everybody's good? All right, go practice and book. Book it, 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 book it. You can do this with the color card, I swear. Okay?
Thank you.
You're
Thanks.
welcome. Have a great night, guys.
Yeah, you too. Thanks.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.